TV.
It's your house? Yes. Where is all the DVD stuff for the cameras and everything in the house?
It's in the garage.
It's in the garage?
Yeah.
Do you have them running right now?
I've been having problems with stuff in the garage.
You've been having problems with stuff in the garage?
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't seen much of Paul Caneiro speak, but just in that moment, I don't know, seems a little off to me. Now, obviously, the allegation is he's committed quadruple murder, double arson, and all that. So, yeah, I get it. But there's something like a little deeper that just seems a little off about Paul Caneiro. I want you to take a look at this from the Asbury Park Press in New Jersey, talking about Paul Caneiro. He was nearly killed in a 2012 car crash in Asbury Park that left him with a long and painful recovery, friends and neighbors said. Paul Caneiro suffered injuries to his head, body, limbs, and nervous system in that November 2012 crash. According to a lawsuit his attorney filed related to that crash, family friend Demetrius Potamianos said Caneiro required surgery after surgery after surgery on his neck, back, and shoulders in the years following the accident. He said the recovery took a physical and emotional toll on Caneiro, and he was, quote, never the same. Devastating accident. Brings us to the final question in our investigation this hour. Did Paul Caneiro's accident impact his behavior? Still with me, attorney and psychologist Dr. Gene Cirillo, and joining me, New Jersey criminal defense attorney Robert Perry is with us. All right, Dr. Gene, let me start with you. This was a devastating accident. They said there were head injuries, tons of surgeries. He was on disability. His older brother is making all the money. He's not keeping up his end. Do you think that this accident impacted Paul Caneiro's behavior?
Well, it certainly changed his life trajectory, that he went from being an active, useful member of the business to being essentially a dependent sibling. His wife, Paul's wife, Keith's wife, a lot of people worked in that business, and Paul was relegated now to the background. Plus, his brother was threatening to cut him off. It doesn't seem like there's long-term criminal intent, but the financial desperation, he might lose his house, he might lose his title. It's almost like he had nothing left to lose, so he could have done this. However, there's one way the injury can be used by the defense to throw shade on the fact that someone with his level of disability, being on heavy medication, having a limp, having difficulty getting around, severe back pain to the extent he couldn't work at anything, and as far as I know, he was still getting disability, could he have carried out this quadruple murder in the time it took, using a gun, using a knife, very up close, distance, very quickly? That they could say that he didn't have the physical ability to do such a crime at the time, which even if he had the intent, he wouldn't have carried out himself. That's an argument that the defense could use. Of course, it could bring in rebuttal experts saying that they saw him playing golf sometime and that he could do it if he was really motivated.
Or traveling the world with his alleged mistress. It didn't slow him down there either. Robert Perry, what are your thoughts here about the impact that this had on him, and could it at all impact this trial?
Yeah, so first of all, I completely agree. The real impact for the defense is the argument that he was just physically incapable of committing this crime, that even though he's on disability and he was in this accident that almost killed him, somehow he turns into this super ninja who is able to overpower his younger brother, who's stronger than him, and navigate throughout the house and carry these heavy cans of gasoline. And I think that's a pretty compelling argument that the defense is going to exploit. Now, could it impact the case in other ways, and is, the real important question is does this present an affirmative defense with mental health issues? Could he claim insanity or incompetency or diminished capacity? And unlikely, I would say. But number one, he's represented by excellent counsel who would have explored that and had him examined and advanced that defense if it were available. Otherwise, there would have been other evidence, other people indicating that he was somehow unable to comprehend what was going on around him. So I would say with respect to the mental health evidence, unlikely it's going to materially help the defense, but the physical evidence is certainly compelling.
Follow up to that, Robert. How could they get that evidence in front of this jury? Does he have to testify to get in the evidence about what he has been through and some of the particulars of that accident?
If I was his attorney, I would try and avoid it. Certainly, I wouldn't want my client testifying. I think there's other ways you could do it. You could certainly introduce medical records from his treating medical physician that could make that point. If there are other witnesses who had an opportunity to observe him suffering from his medical infirmities, you could get it in that point. So to the extent I could avoid him testifying and getting into that way, I would certainly try that first.
Yeah, there were 4 people who could have, well, 2 adults that could have testified perhaps about it. They're dead. And we were talking about this earlier this hour. His wife and his daughters, where are they? They've been silent throughout. So we'll see if they jump into the fray to get this evidence in front. But it does seem relevant to the story, and we'll see if the jury finds out. Dr. Gene Cirillo, great to see you again. Thank you so much. Robert Perry, New Jersey criminal defense attorney, thanks so much. It is so difficult to understand how